does get kind of steep as you hike down. You can probably see the trail. This clear cut here, it never used to be here. A couple years ago it suddenly showed up, and I wish they'd kind of kept going like to get closer to the trail, because you've got some really good country in the distance that I think would just, if they would have decided that yes, they want more people to hike here, you kind of have more people, give them something to gawk at. I mean, Greenway is like, I guess you would say is New Hampshire's answer to Vermont's the Long Trail. It starts down towards Monadnock in the southern part of the state and comes up to, I think it's Mount Sunapee. I've only done different chunks of it, and from what I can tell, there really isn't much of a reason to, do... I'm watching my feet here. There really isn't much of a reason to do the whole thing. You've got like swamps and flatlands and bugs, mosquitoes, and not much to see. I always like doing this trail. I call this a Kittredge Loop. You come in to Pillsbury State Park in Goshen/Washington, New Hampshire. It's just 20 minutes at the most from where I live. And, you pay your $5. It's kind of a rustic 30-40, campsite. No electricity, hitches, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you got a handful of ponds, and there's some fishing, and there's some hiking. Really, to actually go hike anywhere and see anything, well, you're kind of looking at it. I've done since 2004 or 5, I think it's 05, the big hike that you've got in here. You do like a 9-mile loop. You go to what's called Lucia's Lookout, and it's just basically just a routine kind of ledgy knob that's about 250 or so feet up from where you start ascending at the base of it, on the Greenway. It's part of Mount Sunapee, and you get some really good views, but you have to walk and walk. You have to come in on Bear Pond for about, which I've just done today, take an hour, and it's like 1.7 miles of tick-infested long grass, and there's not much to see except for Bear Pond itself, which is kind of nice. And no, I didn't see Yogi and Boo Boo. I've never seen them in here. Doesn't mean they're not here. It's just, they're usually smart and go, yep, hey Yogi, that's a person. I'm gonna run away this way. I'm sorry about that. I just had to. Anyway, and then you go north about 3.5 miles from there, and you wind up making, it's like a 9-mile loop if you come back on the 5 Summers Trail, which back to Pillsbury, and that's more or less a skidoo trail, and you cross over, a dozen old bridges, and there's nothing to see. You're in a valley, and it's worth doing once or twice, but Lucia's Lookout is a good. It's got some real great views, but don't feel bad. Don't feel like you've missed something if you haven't done it. It's pretty routine. I haven't seen any other hikers today. I'm not surprised. It's late September's kind of weird here. It's 2-3 weeks after Labor Day weekend. It's still a week or two before the real turn of all the leaves. It's just kind of late summer, start of autumn, and it's just, I don't think there's really much here that is going to make anybody come running in and go, yes, I've got to go to Newport and Goshen, New Hampshire, and roast some hot dogs and hike in the swamps. Maybe earlier in the summer. This park, Pillsbury Park, is, by the way, on weekends very popular. Okay, I'll come in here a lot, and I come in like twice a year, but still, you know, you by attrition, you know, enough do it for 20 years, and you know, there's not a campsite open. But then I'll come out and hike, and you sometimes run into people on the Greenway doing the whole thing or doing a section of it, or you'll do 9 miles of Lucia's Lookout and back, and you're the only one there. And going to Lucia's Lookout kind of looks like this, as you can see. Anyway, I will pop back in for some more yak when I get to the top of Kittredge.